In order to subscribe to my channel, please click here or click here. Please share, comment and like my videos and channel. Hello guys, welcome to SaaS with ServiceNow. This is ServiceNow System Administrator training and this is part 3. This training has been recorded in Orlando version of ServiceNow. Before we start the training, let me show you the topics of this complete training. In this part of training, we will talk about lists, filters, and forms. List and filters. In this section, we will learn about lists, component of list, list personalization, filters, and list search. List. A list displays the record from a data table, such as the incident, problem, or user table. List elements. There are different elements of list, starting with main list, which shows the list of records in a table, like incident table records in a list. Title bar, which is at the top of the list. Filters, which is used to put condition and filter the data displayed in the list of table records. Breadcrumbs, which is created when you add different filter conditions and shows what conditions are selected, and that's called breadcrumbs. Column and field, which is the field of the table where data is stored for a table record. As you can see, we have number field selected. It's a column and it's a field as well, where the number of the record is being stored. List title menu, which shows some options to manage the list, like view, filters, which allows you to select the filter created, grouping of data as per the field. So you have group by, then you have show, in which you can select number of records, that how many number of records you want to display to the user on the same screen. And then you have a refresh list. So for example, if you are changing something in your list and you want to refresh the list, maybe you want to display the data, then in that case you can refresh the list as well. And then last option you have is create favorite. Once you will apply the filter, once you will apply the condition for the filtering the data, then you can also create the favorite for that particular data which is being displayed. List context menu. Now this shows more options which can be used for different functionalities. So when you left click on the title bar, then you will get this option where you can see different functionalities, like you can sort the data, you can show visual task board. It will take you to the different functionalities. You can convert this list into a bar chart as well, into a pie chart as well. You can export the data into Excel, into some other extensions. You can also import some data into the same list you have. You can update all the data which are being displayed on this screen. You can import XML data, and you can also see the XML data if you want to see that. So whatever data is being displayed in your list, you can perform all these functionalities as per your requirement. Let me show you the list and filters for incident management application. That means I will show you the list and filters for incident records. For that, we need to go to incident application, and I will type incident. and here you have this application incident. Now, how exactly you can see the list? In order to see the list, you might have some modules which will automatically show you the list for incident records. So if you will click this button, this particular module open. So starting with this is create new. This will create a new incident. So this will not show you the list. This will show you the form. So then you have assign to me. Now this is out of the box. ServiceNow has already provided you these modules. If you want to add your modules, you can do that as per your filter conditions. Now, what is the difference? So if you will see here, assign to me. Now, as of now, this particular list is blank. The reason behind it, because there is a condition mentioned over here, assigned to system administrator. Now, I have logged in as a system administrator. However, I don't have any ticket assigned to me. That's the reason this particular list is empty. However, if I will go to the next module where condition has been changed, and you can see here, it only shows active equal to true. That means all the incidents which are active right now, and that's the reason you can see all this list. Here you have 48 records. Now, how exactly you can change this list? Now, you can change this list with the help of condition. So what I will do, I will just click on directly this particular condition. So it is also populating something. You can see it says click to remove subsequent conditions. That means whatever conditions are there are mentioned after this condition, they will automatically be removed and the data will be shown as per this current selection. So I will click this all. That means it will show all the incident records of your instance, regardless whether it is assigned to you or somebody else. So this is how you can change the filter. Now, as of now, you can see you have 75 records. However, the system is showing you on the screen in this particular page only 20 records. How can you change this? This option can be changed with the help of list control, where you will click on that. You will see this option called show. Once you will put your mouse over that, it will show some more options for this page, how many records you want to select, whether you want to see 10 records per page, 15, 20. As of now, 20 is selected. That is the reason you are getting 20 records. But if you will select 100 rows, then as of now, all 75 records will be displayed to you in just one page. And I have clicked on that, and you can see it says 1 to 75 out of 75 on this one page. So this page, you have to scroll it down, but the max limit is 100. That is what ServiceNow has given. So this is the main list which we were talking about, and the two other options which you have, that is, one is list control, where you will see different options, and then you have this context menu, list context menu, and you will see some more options. Now, as of now, this is the list. We have this filter option. Now, when you click this filter, you will get an opportunity, you will get an option to apply the condition. So you can see here, you can apply the condition. So for example, I want to go for maybe caller is. So here I'm selecting the object, then I will put what kind of operator I want to use. So maybe I will use is for now, and then I will select Fred Luddy. So I want to see wherever caller is Fred Luddy. That means all the incidents where caller is Fred Luddy, I should be able to see that data in this particular page. So what I need to do, I have to click on this run. Now, if you will not click on run, then it won't display the record for you. So here you have to click on run, and then it will run the filter and then display the records as per the condition you have mentioned here. Now, this is called breadcrumb, the one which we were talking about. Here you can add more filters. So let's see, maybe we can add and, where caller is Fred Luddy, and then I will put priority. Maybe priority is 1. So I will select critical, and then I will apply it again. So I will run this. Now, once this is run, you can see we have this 4 incidents in the list where priority is 1 and caller is Fred Luddy. In this case, you can see here as well. So we have caller Fred Luddy and priority is 1. So for any list, whatever data you are seeing, you should always see first filter condition, that what exactly condition has been applied, and then you can change it. Now this condition and filter is basically also on based on the access. So if you really want to put some constraint, the user should not put any kind of condition here or should not edit this condition, you can also do that as an administrator. So I can expand this as well, and this is called breadcrumb. Now let's see more options which we have on list control and list context menu. So here I click here, I can see view. Now this is kind of a view. In ServiceNow, you can create different views as per your use case. Here you can see that I have default view, major incidents view, mobile view. Now how that view is important. Now view is important because the data which you are seeing, the fields which you are seeing, it might happen that as per the view, you might want to change these views. That means maybe for major incidents, you want to add one more field, or maybe you don't want to show all these fields, all these columns. So it's totally up to you. Similarly, as in list, we also have this view on form as well. Then we have filters. Now you can create your own filters as well. That means you can save them, because as of now, it is just live filters. So you are just applying it, running it, and that's it. But these filters are not getting saved. Now, as a user, you might be working on a particular filter almost daily. In that situation, you don't want to apply that filter every day. So what you will do in that case, you will save that filter. So as of now, you can see I have mentioned Fred Luddy and 1. What I will do, I will click this button, save. Once you will click this button, save, you will see an option, save as. That means it will ask you to provide a name. So maybe I will do test. And then here you have an option that's called visible to. So you can also share this list, that means this favorite, with other people as well, other users as well, maybe your colleague. So in this case, as of now, you can make it visible to me, everyone, or you want to share this list with a whole group or something. In that case, as of now, I'm just keeping me. So I will save this. Once you will save this, it will give you the option, yes, it is saved now. Now, how exactly you can select the same filter? So in that case, I will show you. I'm selecting this all. That means this particular list is showing you all the incident records. Now, how can you go and apply your saved filter? In that case, you will click here, go to filters. Now here at the bottom, you will see you have this, your saved filter. Just click on it. Filter will automatically be applied. Whatever condition you mentioned while saving your filter, it will be displayed here. So now you can see you are getting the same incidents which you were getting before. So this is how a user can save the filters. And you can create multiple filters as per the user you want. Then you have group by. Now, as of now, you are seeing this data without grouping. Now, if you want to group this data, maybe with the state, then how many records you have for on hold, closed, or in progress. In that case, there are two options for this. One is you can do it directly from here. You can select the field. Another option you have, you can directly click on that column, that field, right click, and here you will automatically see the option called group by state. Automatically, you don't have. If I click on here, it will show me group by priority. So I'm doing it right now for state. I'm clicking this. Once you will click that, you can see the list data has been changed. Now here you are seeing the data as per the states you have. It has grouped the list of records you have on your screen. So this is how you can do for other fields as well as per your requirement. So for example, you want to see the data, you want to filter them and see how many of records you have for a particular category, maybe for a particular state. This is how you can apply this grouping, and then you will get that data accordingly. And the next is refresh list, where it can refresh the list. So maybe, for example, you're changing something on the form and you want to just refresh the list whether that has been applied or not. In that case, you can refresh the list. And the last is favorite. Now similarly, as you added this filter, you can also create it as a favorite. How can we do that? Let me show you. So I will click on favorite. Now this pop-up will be displayed. Here I can put incidents or maybe test. This is quite different. I can also give a color here, and maybe I can also give an icon if I want. So as of now, I can just keep it simple. I will click on done. Now once you will click on done, where exactly you will see this favorite. So if you remember, we learned about Application Navigator. In Application Navigator, you have second element where you can see all the favorites. So if you will click here, and you can see the favorite which I just created, and I will show you quickly. So as of now, it is displaying all 75 records. But if I click this favorite, you can see it is showing the same favorite which we just saved. So that's how user can create favorites as well and utilize it for daily purpose. Now, the next thing we have is list context menu. So here you have different options. You can sort this. So for example, A to Z as per the field you are selecting. So if you will select short description, so it will sort the data, sort the list alphabetically. Then you have ungroup option as well. So if you want to ungroup, you can do that. If you want to group it by short description, that is also you can do. Then you have bar chart. So you can create the chart directly from here. So for example, if you will click this option, it will take you to the bar chart option. That means whatever data you had, it will try to create a report, but into bar chart. You can see that. Now it will try to create a bar chart for you. Done. But as per the data you have selected. So let's go back. Let's ungroup it. I'm going to ungroup it and see the options. Then we have pie chart option as well. Now the next option we have is configure. Now this is for ServiceNow administrators and developers. So if you want to change anything in your list, which we will learn later, that how exactly you can configure your list and your forms. But as of now, you can see we have these options. You also have other options like all tables, security rules, business rules. These are some other development options which you can utilize. Now here we have list control, we have list layout. Now layout is something, the data which you are seeing here, the fields which you are seeing here. So if you will click there and go to list layout, you can change this layout as well. So for example, you want to remove this category for now, or maybe this updated and updated by as well. And as of now, you also have this view. So I'm doing it for default view. I will click on save. Once you will click on save, you will see the data which we just removed is not being visible here. That's how you change the list layout. Now you can go configure again. You have some list calculation. Now this is for any kind of calculation. Maybe you have some data where you want to calculate something. That is something you can do. Then we have list control. Now list control is something about the accessibility and visibility of the buttons and all. So if you will click on this list control, you will see that option. Now here you will see some other options where like new roles. That means what roles should be able to see new button for this particular list. That's what you can see here. Edit roles, filter roles, what kind of users can apply the filters. That is what you can do here. Then you have edit as well. What users can edit option for this particular list. That is something you can do here. Now, if you want to omit filters, that means user should not be able to see the filter. That is something you can do here. There are some other options as well, which we will learn later, because these are some more options for list control. So let's go back to our list. Then we have import. So if you want to import some data into your list, you can do with this particular option. You can also export the data as well from this particular list, and you have some more options here like Excel, CSV, XML, JSON, PDF. Now these are some extensions which you can use for export of this list. Then we have update selected. Now this option is something if you want to update any particular record or maybe multiple records, that is something you can do with the help of this. For example, if I check these box and I right click here and I go to update selected, I can update a particular record. It will be updated both the records. So if I click on update selected, so here it will show you what exactly you want to change. So let's see, maybe I will change impact and urgency, and I will make it 1 and I will update this. Ideally this won't work because there is a pattern which works for impact and urgency. So I'm clicking, I just clicked on update, and it is trying to update that. You can see those two records were updated, and that's the reason now I'm not able to see them in my list, because priority is not critical, because priority always it's driven by urgency and impact, and that's the reason priority didn't become critical, and that's the reason it is not displayed on this particular list. Then I go this option, you have update all. So with the same way, if you want to update all the records you have on the screen, that is something you can do. You can import the XML data as well, and you can also, if you want to see the XML data, that you can just that you can do as well. So for example, if I click on show XML, now this is the XML of your list, the data which you have on this particular screen. Now XML won't show you just these fields or these columns. It will show you the whole data you have for this particular record. That means whatever two records which you're seeing here, it will be showing you all the fields in that XML. Users can also perform searching in ServiceNow list. There are two options. One is on the top, you have the search option, where you will see different fields as of now selected in this view. And you can search for any keyword for that particular field you want. Another option we have directly just below the field, we have the search option as well. This can be enabled and disabled with the help of the search icon. If you want to perform any searching, you can just type anything in this particular field, and if you type here, press enter, search will happen. But one of the important things for this searching is when you will press enter. Now this particular searching will automatically be added as part of the condition of your filter. And you can see it says short description starts with ATF. Users can also personalize the list. Even if developer or administrator provides a default list view with specific fields, users should have some options so that they can personalize this list. And that option is from here, this settings button. When you will click here, you will see this option. It says personalize list columns. As a user, for your view, you want to add any field which is not in default list, you can add that as well. So as an example, I have added child incidents and category. If I click OK, these two fields will be displayed on this view as well. We can see child incidents and category is added. So this is how you work on list and filters. Forms. In this section, we will learn about how forms shows data from the table, component of form, form personalization, form customization, form templates. Forms. A form displays information from one record in a data table. As an example, you can see that we have this record which is showing details of the problem record from the problem table. Users can edit, create specific records as per the access they have in the system. Form elements. Form also has different elements. Content frame, which is the main section where details of a record are displayed. Form title, where you see the information about record and buttons of the form. Form menu, which shows some menu options to perform some functionalities and configure the form. Form buttons, which are also called UI actions, which can be utilized to perform some action on the form. Let's understand about forms in more details in my personal developer instance. I will show you the forms related to incident management application, which means you will see forms of incident records. I will open a random record of incident table. This is the form which shows details about a record of incident table. These are the fields which users can provide input while creating or updating the record on the form. Let's create a new record for incident. We have an out-of-the-box module, create new under incident application. Click this module. It will show a new form. Once user will provide the input and save the form, record will be created and is stored in incident table. I'm putting the value in caller field as able tutor and then short description. So it's form topic test. You will see the submit button on the top, which will save the record. You also have another option. So if you right click on the top, that means in title bar of the form, you will see this one more option, that is save button. Now, what is the difference between this submit button and save? I will show you quickly. So I will just copy this short description. If you will click this submit button, it will save the record. However, form will be disappeared. And you will go to the back same screen which you had earlier. Now let me click on create new again. Fill the data. So I'm putting caller again and maybe 1, 2, 3. Now this time I will click on save rather than submit button. If you will click on save, you see the difference now that form is still there. So record is inserted. Your data has been inserted into ServiceNow table. However, page is still there. That means page remains there. So that's the difference between save and submit. There are two other important elements on a form. mandatory fields and read-only fields. So let me click create new again. You will see these two fields. They are quite different from other fields because they don't have asterisk, red asterisk on them. And that's the reason these two fields are different. Wherever you see these red asterisk, those fields are called mandatory fields. Mandatory fields are required to be filled by the user to submit or save the record in the table. Then you have read-only fields. One of the read-only field is like this, priority field, which user cannot edit. So read-only fields are non-editable fields which cannot be edited by the user on the form. So while creating a new form or for any form like incident, change, problem, you might get a requirement from your customers that they have to put some of the fields, they have to make some of the fields read only so that users cannot edit them. It might happen that to edit them, they can add some condition as well. Forms can also have fields like choice fields. Like you can see here, we have impact where users can select the value from drop down option. Forms also have reference fields like caller, configuration item, service, assignment group, assigned to. Now these fields are the fields which shows the value stored in different table. So basically you can select the caller, however, the data which you can select on this particular field is basically in a different table. Now in this case, for a caller field, it is basically showing you the data from users table of ServiceNow. So I can select any user I want in a reference field. So I can fill test demo 1 2 3 4. I can click here, save. Now once you will save this record, you will see more buttons and you will also see more options. So you can see now buttons got changed. You had some different buttons like submit and resolve, but after saving you got more buttons and you also got update, create security incident, and you also got delete button. And if I talk about options, so on the title of the form, when you right click here, if you remember, while creating a new record on a new form, you just had few options on this particular menu. But now you have a lot of options where you can select. Here you have save, you have copy incident. That means you can also copy this incident record. So this particular incident record is already created. And if you want to copy this, you can do that. You have some other buttons like create problem, create request. Then you have configure form design as well, view, show XML, history, reload form. If you want to reload the form, you can also do that. So these are different options. If you want to copy, you can click here. If you want to create problem, that is something you can do. Now, once you have created this incident, you can also go for work notes and comments, which basically provide you the details related to the record by the users. So you will go to notes section. Here you can see we have these two fields, additional comments, and another one I have work notes. You can type something here and then click on post. Now these comments and field activities, basically they will be captured in activities. And this activity is called activity stream. So whatever changes you are doing, maybe you are changing the color, maybe you are changing the subcategory, if you have configured it to show it in the activity stream, it will be captured automatically. Maybe I'm selecting the assignment group as well. And let me save this record. Once you will save that, you will see that assigned to an incident state got captured. So this is really helpful. So for other users, they can at least see the timelines, then what kind of activity was done. Form also has sections which are part of the form. However, some fields can be grouped in a bucket and they are displayed in a section. So these fields which you can see here, they are part of the form. However, they have been grouped in a bucket and then they have showed in a section. Like we have related records, you have resolution information, and then you have this notes section. Now at the very bottom of your form, you will find related list, which show the related data from a different table to the current record. So if this particular table has some relationship with other tables, you can add multiple related lists over here. And if this particular record is mentioned somewhere in other table, you might see those records here as well. Now, the display of the fields of the form can be changed as per the view of the form, which is called view. So whatever fields you are seeing here right now, they are basically on default view. How exactly you check the view? So you click here and you will see this option, view. As of now, this is default view. So it might happen, depend on the kind of access maybe, or depend on the kind of information you want to show. Like for example, the best example I can give you for major incidents. Now, if any incident is kind of a major incident, it's a very prioritized incident. In that case, as a user of an organization, I need more information. So you can change the layout of the form, depend on the kind of view you want. And that's totally up to you, that how many views you want to create for any particular record in any particular table in ServiceNow. So you might get different requirements from your customers to create different views for a particular form. Form configuration. The fields and layout of the form can be configured. ServiceNow admins can perform this configuration. Overall, you can change the form design with two different options. One is form layout, in which you can create new views, new fields, and adjust the layout of the form to be visible for the users. Next is form design, which is kind of an advanced way to create the field and adjust design on the form. You can also select the views via form design as well. You can configure the form layout by right-click on the title bar of the form. You will see configure option. When you will put your mouse on configure, you will find these three top options: form design, form layout, which we talked about, the two options to change the design of the form. And the third one is related list, where you can configure your related list of the form as well. And there are some other development options and configuration options. So let's click on form layout. Once you will click on form layout, you will see this screen. The first section which you are seeing here, it's selection of the fields on the form. So what fields should be visible, should be displayed on the form can be configured with this section. In the left hand side, you have available fields. So all the available which you can display on the form, those are here. On the right hand side, you have selected fields. That means the fields which are already there on the form. You can also select the view from this particular option. So here you have view name. You can change the view as well. If you will change the view, this particular section will automatically update the data as well. So we will keep it default for now. And then you have sections. The bucket which you were talking about, you can also add the fields as per the sections as well you have on the form. Now, what exactly you can do via form layout? Form layout gives you an option to create the field as well. You can change the layout. However, you can still add a new field of a specific type. So here you can see another section that's called create new field. So you can provide the name of the field. You can select the type of the field you want to create, and you can select the field length as well. I will show you quickly one thing. So for example, if you're selecting reference field, if you will select the reference field, it will show you that which table you want to reference. That is something you can select here. If you want to go for choice field, it will ask you to provide the input for choices as well. You can have any other field like true or false. Then that particular field will be removed, that option of reference table, because this is just a checkbox. But that's how you can create a new field. You just need to type the name and just click on add. It will automatically be added. You can change the layout from here. So for example, impact and urgency, they were in a right hand side. Now I can change that. I will put it at the top, maybe just below configuration item. You can see form is basically being splitted between two. So we have splitted the form. So now what I will do, I will just save this. I'm not creating any incident for now. So I'm just leaving this and I am just clicking on save. Once you will save that, you can see initially we had impact, urgency and priority on this side. Now we have on left hand side. So this is how you can change the form layout. And at the same time, you can also create new fields. And while creating the new fields, you can also mention where exactly you want to put them on the form. Even if you don't want to put them on the form, you just need to put them in the available section rather than selected section, so that they won't be visible on the form. So this was about form layout. Now you can also change the design of the form with another option, that is form design. And that's kind of an advanced UI. So if I right click here, you will see this configure option. And then you have this form design. You click this button. It will open up in a new tab. It is loading. It is quite similar. The options, the functionalities are quite similar. However, as I mentioned, it's kind of a design, and it is also drag and drop. There you were keep on selecting them and putting them at the top. Here it's kind of just drag and drop. So for example, if I want these fields here, I can do that. I will just drag and drop. This is done and this is done. If I want to put them above, I can do that as well. So let me do that. Yep, it is done. So I have changed the design. Now you can also create new field from here as well. So here you have available fields. These are all selected fields. These are some formatters. Now here you have field types. So if you want to create a new field in form design mode, you just need to drag that type like this, and that's it. So as of now, I'm just canceling this, and you can also provide the name. So if I put this here, I click here, I can give it a name as well. So you can give a name here, any name you want, and I can just cancel. And if you want to make it mandatory and read only, you can directly do it from here. And then I can save it. So as of now, because I just changed the form layout, so I'm just clicking this button. If I click this button, it will save the layout and it is done. I can cancel this. Now you can see it is still here. So what exactly you have to do? You have to reload the form, and you have this option over here, and click this button and this form will be reloaded. And now you see that impact, urgency and priority are back to the same position which we had earlier. So this is how you utilize form layout and form design to configure the form. Another part is related list configuration. So right click here, go to configure, and you will find this option related list. Now the important point is what exactly it will change. So this will change the bottom section you have here. So as of now you have task, SLA and security incidents. What I will do, I will go here into related list. Here you will have all the data, all the relationships you have in the available section, and the selected part is here. What I will do, I will try to maybe just pull one or two related lists in right hand side in selected section, and I will just save it. Once you will save this, you will see at the bottom you have other two related lists as well, which you just added. So this is how you can configure a related list for a form. Let me also show you the configuration of a list. So let's go to a list, all open records, all open incidents basically. Now here you have an option of configure again, and you have this list layout, list calculation and list control. So let me show you for list layout as well. So you have these fields available on the list. I might need assignment group or assign to as well. If I click save, you will see that assignment group and assign to has been added as well. Via list layout, you must have seen that you can also create new fields. So even via list layout, it gives you an opportunity to create field as well. So this is how you can configure list as well. That whatever fields you want to see, whatever fields you want to display to your users, you can do that with the help of list configuration. ServiceNow also provides a functionality in which users can create records with the help of templates. These templates can be created and defined with specific fields, with specific data into those fields. As an example, if you create similar kind of incidents every day with specific fields, same options, same values in the fields you have on incident form. So out of 20 fields, maybe you normally use same kind of values for 10 fields. That means you are creating them every day. In this case, ServiceNow gives you an opportunity, a functionality in which you can create a template for those 10 fields and create a new template, and then you can apply that template while creating a new record. You can create that template in the template section. So let me show you. You click create new button. Once you will click on this create new button, you will see this new form. On the top, you will see these three dots. Those are more options. If you click this, you will see this option called toggle template bar, When you say toggle template bar, when you click this button, you will see this bar will be displayed. As of now, this was not displayed, so you have to enable this option. As of now, you have 2 templates available. If you want to create new templates, you can also do that from here, but you already have that which you can create incident. It says incident call type. If I click this, you will see some of the fields which automatically be filled. It says incident call type template applied, and you can see it applies this particular value. So here we have contact type as self-service. Initially it was different. So let me reload it again. As of now it says none. But when I will apply this template, the value will be pushed automatically. So templates are pretty much important functionality in ServiceNow. So whenever you want to create some records every day, maybe frequently, in that case, you can utilize these templates. ServiceNow also provides you the functionality in addition to these templates that you can schedule these templates as well. That means if you want to create a specific record on a specific time every day with the specific field values, you can also do that. And that's called scheduled templates. So that's how you utilize templates in ServiceNow.